Oh, nice. We're currently live on YouTube.
Yep. I just hit pause.
Currently live on YouTube.
There we go.
Currently live.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for holding on during our technical difficulties tonight. But greetings to the Alabama Youth Department. We are so honored that you have joined us tonight as we talk about the AYD's plans for this summer. We're so excited about everything that's going to be going on. Tonight, we want to talk about the decision of the Alabama District Board and the AYD concerning our summer district activities. I know so many of you are excited and ready to hear about what we're going to be doing this summer. Because of COVID-19, the virus, and ongoing social distancing recommendations by state, county, and local governments, as well as healthcare professionals, as well as consulting with the leadership of the Alabama district, we feel the necessary action to cancel youth camp is the correct action for the safety of our youth and for the families of the Alabama district. The desire to gather together once again resonates deeply with us. We are so looking forward to the next event where we can worship together. I'm looking forward to being with you once again. And I really hate where we're at right now. So I'm looking forward to that. I will say that we're incredibly disappointed in the cancellation of youth camp this year. Camp is such a special time of the year where I tell you, lives are changed, callings are accepted, and lifelong friendships are forged. I love Alabama Youth Camp. It's one of the highlights of my year, and I know it is yours. It is definitely a highlight of everyone's year. We've seen so many miracles, such great unity in our students. The miracles are countless. No one could have predicted this is where we would be as a district. But I will say this, that God knew exactly where we would be in this season. He's not caught off guard. He's not surprised by this. And before I continue, I want to very publicly say that I support and stand behind the wisdom and counsel of the Alabama District Board. I love them. I appreciate them. And I'm so thankful for their leadership. I'm thankful for leaders who will make the right decision even when it's not the easy decision. I'm thankful for leaders that are willing to make that right choice. There are many factors that have played into our final decision here tonight that we're speaking about, primarily the safety and well-being of our constituency, each and every one of you. The financial consideration of planning and having a statewide meeting right now, the security or perhaps even the insecurity that your parents might feel in sending you to an event like this, and also the ability of our churches to support a district event at this time when they're trying to reopen our local churches right now. And so we as Alabama Youth Department did not want to tax these things. And so with these factors and several others to consider, the Alabama District Board, along with us, the Alabama Youth Department, we're bringing to you tonight our plans for the youth of Alabama. We're so excited tonight for everything that we're going to be talking about. Let me say this, though, we are disappointed there's not going to be a camp. I'm so disappointed we're not going to all be together. But we do have some plans for the summer to keep us engaged during the month of June. That's right, not just one day, not just 1 week, but the entire month of June. And I want to add this. If this was your last year as an eligible camper, we're going to do everything we can to make a one-time special exception for next year and allow what we're going to term as a makeup year. So if you missed this year as your last youth camp, we're going to try and let you come back next year. We're super excited this year to bring to you Alabama Summer Youth Camp, a virtual youth camp that will last the entire month of June. So at this time, I'm going to let Brother Anthony Roberts, the AYD Secretary Treasurer, speak on what we have in store for you this summer. Brother Anthony. Oh no! So Brother Anthony's having some technical difficulties. Brother Anthony was going to say that he is super disappointed that we're not going to be together physically, but we will be connected virtually. He wants to encourage everyone to see this as an opportunity rather than a discouragement. We have the opportunity to try something new, and you can use this to introduce people to the idea of camp. So maybe those that would not normally come to camp, you can introduce them to the idea of camp. And Brother Anthony wanted to say that through this interaction, we can encourage more people to come to camp maybe next summer. And while we will not be charging for registration for our summer activities, we are still asking everyone that plans to participate to register using a very simple form that is coming out this Friday when we go live with registration. Why do you want to register for a virtual camp? Great question. This is going to allow us to send you prizes for the competitions that we'll be speaking about later. We're going to be sending out prizes through the month of June to youth groups, to individuals, and everything we've got going on. Yes, that's right. We'll be giving away all kinds of prizes throughout this summer, a virtual summer youth camp. We might even be sending pizzas out to youth groups. So again, we are a little sad, but let's make the best of this situation and make this a summer to remember. Just think about the next year when we'll all be back together and we can talk about that one time we had virtual camp through this pandemic. At this time, Brother Nate Harrelson.
Alabama youth, just like Brother Adam Maddox and Brother Anthony Roberts, I'm pretty sad that there's not going to be youth camp this year. Youth camp has always been a highlight of my year, but I'm not going to let COVID-19 stop mine. I guess I'm freezing a little bit, but oh well. We have some great activities and services coming up that will take this virtual camp over the top. And one thing we're excited for is that every Friday night in the month of June, we'll be hosting the service live on our youth page. And so these will be preaching only. And while the services are happening, we encourage you to host a watch party on your Facebook or even call a few friends over to have some church. And if you're a youth minister and you're watching this right now, plan to grab your youth group together and watch at your church or even at your house so that your young people can come and destroy your house. And bring the youth camp experience to your youth group and also bring it to your church. And while you're doing this, make sure to post your pictures of your youth group. Tag the Alabama Youth page on Instagram and on Facebook. And weekly, we'll be sending out pizza parties or something of that nature to your church and to your section. One exciting thing is that we are still having Brother Duncan to preach for us on June the 5th. It's going to be the first Friday night of June. You do not want to miss that service. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you share. Let your friends know. And since they will be only preaching on those Friday services throughout the month of June, the Alabama Youth Worship Team will be posting a unique worship experience to their page weekly. You want to make sure that you tune into their page. We'll be sharing it on our youth page as well, but just check out for that. We'll still be maintaining our devotion on the Alabama Youth page. And also, we'll be posting a recreational activity for you and your youth group to join in and win some cool rewards that we'll be mailing out. And last but not least, we also wanted to hit on She's for Christ before we got off the call tonight. just because we're not going to be at youth camp to have an incredible SFC Thursday like we usually do to give us momentum to push forward in the SFC season, like we have in the past few years. I encourage you to fulfill the Great Commission just like we would normally do on a regular year. You can amplify God's word across our globe by giving to Sheesh for Christ. Sheesh for Christ is giving the AYD the opportunity to host this virtual youth camp for free. You don't have to send any money for registration. You don't have to send any money for the pizza party, for the prizes that we're giving out. Sheesh for Christ is covering it. So we got to make sure we cover next year's youth camp. But also, more importantly, we need to remember the boys at Lighthouse Ranch for Boys, or the girls at Tupelo Children's Mansion, and also our missionaries overseas fighting the same viruses that we're fighting over here. And you never know what raising money for Sheesh for Christ could do for your world. It could be what purchases a live stream for those missionaries so that they could spread the gospel through social media. It could be giving a Bible to a young child. It can be doing an incredible amount of things, and giving to Sheesh for Christ helps change your world. I know you know that, but let's make sure we get a strong push for Sheesh for Christ this year and amplify our world by giving to Sheesh for Christ. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Harrelson, for sharing that with us. We're really excited about She's for Christ and what She's for Christ is going to do for all of those ministries across our organization. At this time, we're going to open up all of our streaming chat options to questions. So if you have any questions for the executive youth team, they are standing by and ready to answer. If there's anything that you'd like to ask about youth camp, about the future of Alabama youth after this time, now is the time to do so.
We're here to answer your questions about anything. That's right. All right. So I don't believe we have any questions. We will give them maybe 1 more minute for questions. And if there's no more questions that will come in, then we'll go ahead and wrap up this call tonight. Absolutely. Brother Venturini will be monitoring our social media and
Yes. Yeah, PK Retreat and Hyphen Camp. You don't want to miss those 2 awesome events for sure.
Alabama Youth Department is doing.
Somebody said we had a couple of audio issues, but you should be hearing audio now if you weren't before. We apologize for all of our technical difficulties. We did test this beforehand and it was working perfectly. So, all you pastors out there who have been live streaming the past few months, you totally understand.
Oh, I guess no one can hear me.
They should be able to hear you now. It's coming through. That was user error on my part. I fixed my microphone and turned yours off by accident.
Oh.
So I'll take the blame for that one.
Oh, well, if I need to re-answer any of those questions, I can. We'll be having services on Friday nights at 7. We will be having hyphen camp right now, and PK retreat is still a go.
Yes. And for those of you that were at PK retreat, you know how good that was. That is such an awesome facility right there on the beach. You definitely do not want to miss out on PK retreat at all.
Absolutely. Okay.
Any other questions from anybody?
Anything else from anybody? If you want to know, like, Nate Harrelson's favorite dessert, or I mean, just whatever.
Chocolate pudding.
All right, Brother Venturini, is anything else coming in?
I don't think so. I think we've
right.
covered everything.
All right.
That I can tell. I don't see any additional questions.
We just
All right.
Everybody's wanting to know if Nathan Harrelson will be shaving his head again for Sheets for Christ.
Well, hey, we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you for being patient with us through these technical difficulties. Be watching all of our social media outlets. Make sure you're tuning in for announcements and details. We're going to be releasing specifics about each week and the events that are going to be going on that week. So make sure you're tuning in. In the meantime, we want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for continuing to believe in us. Thank you for continuing to partner with us in the mission of She's for Christ. Thank you for continuing to support us and love us, because I tell you what, this youth team, we love you guys a lot. And we covet your prayers as we seek to amplify the kingdom together in 2020. We'll see you soon.